I discovered a hidden door behind my bedroom closet 3 weeks after moving in. Wide was a small room filled with hundreds of unsent letters spanning 60 years pern, all written by the previous tenant to a woman he never had the courage to approach. The first thing I noticed about apartment 4B was how affordable it was for downtown Chicago. The second thing was the strange configuration of my bedroom closet. It seemed shallower than it should be given the apartment's layout. I dismissed it as just another quirk of old architecture until the night my phone slipped between the baseboard and the closet's back wall. When I pushed against the wall to retrieve my phone, it moved, not just a little flex but an actual shift. Heart race, and I pushed harder and discovered the entire back panel was a false wall hiding a narrow door. Please don't be a murder room. Please don't be a murder room, I whispered as I pulled the door open, phone flashlight trembling in my hand. What I found wasn't crime scene material pernt. It was something far more haunting. A tiny room, maybe 6 times 8 feet, with a small desk chair and walls lined with shelves. On those shelves sat hundreds of envelopes, meticulously organized by date, spanning from 1958 to 2018. Each envelope bore the same name, Eleanor Winters, 7C. I opened the earliest letter, dated the 17th of April 1958, written in careful penmanship. Dear Eleanor, I saw you in the laundry room today. You were reading Hemingway and didn't notice me. I wanted to tell you how your laugh brightens this entire building. But the words caught in my throat as they always do. The letter was signed simply Thomas. I spent the entire night reading through Thomas's one-sided correspondence with Eleanor. He documented their brief interactions in the hallway, her changing her steals through the decades, the books she carried, the music he heard from her apartment. He wrote about his promotion in 1964, his mother's death in 1971, his battle with pneumonia in 1983. All things he wanted to share with Eleanor, but never did. The letters from the 1990s revealed that Eleanor had married someone else. Thomas wrote about seeing her with her husband and later her children. His words never turned bitter or resentful, just wistful for what might have been. The final letter, dated just 3 months before I moved in, was written in a shaky hand. Dear Eleanor, the doctor says I don't have much time left. 60 years I've lived 20 feet from you and never found the courage to truly speak to you. They say my heart is failing, but I think it failed long ago when I chose safety over the risk of loving you. I wonder if you ever knew how brightly you shined in my dim world. I couldn't sleep that night. The next morning I did something impulsive, and I took the last letter and walked up to apartment 7C. My hand trembled as I knocked. The door opened to reveal an elderly woman with silver hair and bright blue eyes. She looked at me curiously. I'm sorry to bother you, I said. Did you know someone named Thomas who used to live in 4B? Her expression softened. Thomas Calloway, of course. Such a kind man, Orin's so shy. He passed away a few months ago. I held out the letter. I think this belongs to you. As Eleanor read Thomas's final words, tears streamed down her face. All these years, she whispered, I always wondered why he never asked me out. I would have said yes. Over tea in her apartment, surrounded by photos of a life well lived, Eleanor told me she had been widowed for 12 years. Thomas and I spoke often in the hallway. Words pleasant, always brief. I thought perhaps after my husband passed. Her voice trailed off. I spent the next week delivering all 60 years of letters to Eleanor. She reads them slowly, one minus per Dalton, getting to know the man who loved her from afar for 6 decades. Yesterday, she asked if I would help her write a response to leave in his grave. Better 60 years late than never, she said with a sad smile. I've learned that the walls between us and happiness are often built by our own fears. Thomas's hidden room wasn't just a physical space. It was the embodiment of a life half lived, of chances never taken. I've asked someone out every day this week. 3 no's, 4 yeses, no regrets. If you want to hear what Eleanor wrote in her letter to Thomas and how it changed both our lives, like and share for part 2.